all circumstances, and that he attains a pure devotional love for Krishna, prema bhakti.
Amazing, amazing. You'll take class then, Shivaranjini, one day. I'll hear to you. So here Krishna is telling that what is such a person's qualification is he's free from attachment, he's free from fear and anger. And what is his characteristics? He is fully absorbed in Krishna, and thus he takes shelter of Krishna. And he's telling that, oh Arjuna, do you think that this process only is how do you rate a particular product in Amazon when you buy? What do you see? What do you, before buying a product in Amazon, what all characteristics do you see? Haribala?
I will see the reviews of who already bought it.
You will see reviews and you will see rating, na? 4
Rating.
to 5,
Yes.
how correct, right? So Krishna is giving rating here. He's telling that such a person, he is free from attachment, fear and anger, and he's fully absorbed in Krishna, and he does take shelter of me. And many persons, so don't think that it is underrated. This process of bhakti is a topmost, and many people, by following this process of bhakti, they have come to know about me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. Now, Krishna is telling that here transcendental love for me. Mad bhavam agataha. So, he has attained that bhava, that love for me, he has attained. Right? By knowing about Krishna, he has attained the love for me. Now, what is the goal of bhakti? Vani, what do you think? What is the goal of bhakti?
To serve Krishna.
Some little advanced answer. Can anybody give?
To revive eternal relationship.
Okay, some more. I think I'm looking for a better answer. Haribala?
Uh, to become detached from the worldly pleasure and become on a think on a soul level instead of bodily
That is
level.
not the goal of bhakti. Bhakti, we do not look of how we can get detached.
Like
Bhakti,
we are
actually,
changing our mind from material attachment to Krishna's spiritual attachment. So in that way, I was telling.
yeah, but still but that is not the goal. That will automatically happen. When you practice bhakti, that will automatically happen. Like, for example, all of you are coming here and hearing to this lecture. How many, like in that group, if you see, on that online group, how many members are there in that group? So let me quickly check. How many members are there? I'm not able to check in that. Members 107. 107. Now, how many of you are attending today? Leaving me four of you. Correct. Did you see the percentage? If you see the percentage, how much percentage it would be?
0.2%.
0.2. Can you believe it? Out of 107, only you four are attending. Why? Because you felt some taste, some spiritual, little bit. I will not tell that so much taste is there. We are still sadhakas and trying to perfect ourselves. But just think, out of 107, only, okay, let admins, all these admins, people who are there, let seven we will deduct, who are taking classes, who are there and all. Seven. I'm just telling but hardly four or five of us are organizers. I think we four are organizers. So except for four, so 103 people are there, right? How many of you are attending? That means what, So this taste, it automatically leads to detachment. All of you have left something and today joined this class. Maybe some serial, maybe talking to over phone, with a friend or going out with your friends. Today is like Wednesday night, tomorrow is holiday. Maybe many people went for a movie. Correct, right? Late night movies. So many options are there. Being in a age in which is so vulnerable. All four of you are youths. But still you have left something. Why? Because you're doing bhakti, and bhakti automatically leads to detachment. No need to practice detachment separately. But I'm asking about the goal of bhakti. What is the goal of bhakti? Anybody else? Shiva?
Hmm. Krishna Prem.
Yes, Krishna Prem. And that's what Krishna is telling here. That many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and what they have attained? They have attained transcendental love for me. So this, some of the devotees today I was hearing, they tell that this particular verse, it gives you the entire, I mean to say that it gives you the formula on how to attain the love for Krishna. So he is telling that they are freed from attachment, fear, and anger. Now it is very difficult. I'm not reading the purport because, first of all, the purport is very long, but still we can read it. But I would like that, all of you read this purport. Um, being since the time being short for the discussion, so you can read the purport in the home. Okay. So being freed from attachment. Now, like Gharibala, you were telling this is the goal of how I can be freed from attachment. But I would like to tell you that no need to be free from the attachment automatically. You will get free from this attachment to this material world when you practice bhakti. Now, what are the potent processes? What is this process of bhakti, Haribala? Can you explain like what do we do in this bhakti yoga process?
We chant, we do that Navavita Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Mm.
Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam,
Atmanivedanam.
Atmanivedanam. Yes.
Okay. So when we do this 9 processes of this devotional service, automatically we become detached from this material world. But we have to do it very sincerely. The condition is that very sincerely. But what is our state? We want to enjoy. The tendency to enjoy is always there. Want to enjoy senses. The senses which are there, it is meant for the pleasure of Krishna. The senses which we have, like the eyes, mouth, nose, right? The skin. What are the 5 senses? Eyes, nose, mouth, and then the ear, and then the skin. So this touch. So everything is meant for the pleasure of the Krishna. But the problem is that we in this material world, we want to enjoy our senses. And how we want to enjoy? We want all our senses to be engaged in our giving pleasure to me. And whenever there is a change in slight change, not even a major change, slight change in a circumstance wherein we are not able to satisfy our senses leads to our anger. So this attachment to our senses, when it is unfulfilled, it leads to anger. Right? So all of us, if you see, we become angry, we become upset, we have so many challenges is because we want to enjoy. The day we dovetail our desires, or we understand that okay, fine, these senses are there, but we get this knowledge from the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, that is from a spiritual master, from a saintly person, or from a devotee. When we come to hear that sense gratification is not the goal of the life. So, what is the goal of the life? To attain to Krishna. When we get this particular knowledge, we start taking this process. And that's what Srila Prabhupada's here he describes in the purport. that how to get rid of the attachment. Actually, if you want to get rid of this material attachment, it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam that if you want to get rid of this Maya or this illusion of this material energy, there is only one solution, and the solution is taking the shelter of the spiritual master or a very, very advanced devotee. And when we take shelter, here it is written, Prabhupada writes, to get free from the material concepts, three stages of material concepts of life, one has to take complete shelter of Lord, guided by the bona fide spiritual master. Actually, the bhakti starts with bhakta. So when we get to know, even not a spiritual master, but at least a very nice devotee, when we get in contact with a devotee of the Lord, what happens? The devotee of the Lord, since his only goal is to satisfy Krishna, and he thinks that how can he please Krishna? And he can please Krishna, how it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, that just by preaching, talking about this Krishna consciousness, Krishna becomes very pleased. So what he does, he talks, and since he's so addicted to Krishna, the how to know that a person is very dear to Krishna or is a devotee of Krishna? Can anybody tell? How to know that a person is he is a devotee of Krishna? Actually, all of us are devotees of Krishna. We should not we have to discriminate between this three stages of three kinds of devotees, in the sense like who are senior to us, who are madhyama adhikaris, like the Uttama Adhikari, that means who are very elevated devotees, and the Madhyama Adhikari means one who is a preacher or one who is a mentor or a preacher. And that finally the third level is a neophyte devotee who is just starting. So in that way we understand, so that we discriminate, so that we can associate with them according to their level. But in the same time, how do we know that who is a very advanced devotee? What is one symptom which, by seeing that symptom, you will understand that that person is a great devotee of the Lord? Can anybody tell? Komal, can you switch on your audio and speak? Okay, maybe you're traveling.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madhaji. Like Uttama Adhikari, he does not discriminate, and he is only like he preaches, and he has pure love for the God which he distribute amongst everyone.
Okay. There is one characteristics which I would like to tell, which I heard in a lecture long back. I think Prabhupada tells, or I'm not able to quote the speaker, but from a very exalted, pure devotee, I heard this particular. I think Guru Maharaj or Srila Prabhupada have heard this particular lecture. There, it is mentioned that if you see a person who is very addicted to Krishna, because if a person is addicted to Krishna, his symptoms are completely different. Do not judge him, because his entire life is only dedicated to Krishna. He does not think anything else than Krishna. He's so addicted to Krishna. His health is going through bad crisis, or so many things are happening. There may be so many problems around him. But he just thinking constantly that how can I please Krishna? How can I serve Krishna? So that person is an addicted of Krishna. So when we get to meet, such devotees are very, very rare in this world. Very, very rare. Who are doing this pure devotional service to Krishna. It's very rare. So when we find such a devotee, when we come in touch with such a devotee, what happens? That devotee, since his faith is very high, what he does, what he or she does, he starts speaking about Krishna, because he's so addicted to Krishna that somehow he will speak about Krishna. But whatever he is speaking, that has a very, very great impact on us, and that changes our heart. And what happens? We start this process. And that's what Srila Prabhupada tells in this purport of this particular verse. Okay, I will put the charger. My phone's charge is down. Let me put the charge, and then we'll start in another 1 minute. Yeah. So such a devotee is transfuses Krishna, love of Krishna, which is dormant in our heart. What he does, he is awakening that Krishna consciousness. So it is written here, it is the famous words of Rupa Goswami, wherein the stages of bhakti is described. So what are the stages of bhakti? Can anybody tell? What are the stages of bhakti? First is Adau Shraddha. So it is mentioned over here. Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. So what happens is that, first of all, the first stage is little faith. Somebody is having little faith in Krishna consciousness, and that faith, it sometimes comes from our parents, our society, our association, our friends. Anybody can give us a little faith, and with that faith, what happens? Sadhu Sangha. What do we do? Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means we associate with the devotees. And when we associate with the devotees, what happens? Devotees give us the feedback or ask us to come to the lecture class, and also what happens? The bhajana kriya starts. And once the bhajana kriya starts, what happens? Anartha nivritti happens. So this anartha nivritti is a part of our bhakti. Once we start the bhajan kriya, that means what? Cleaning process starts. Cheto marjana, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Right? So that means what? When we start chanting, what happens? The mirror in our heart, it starts cleansing. So when it starts cleansing all our anarthas, it starts going away. So when our anarthas start going away, that is what detachment comes into place. We start getting detached. And then what happens? Anartha nivriti. And then Tatho Nishtha. Nishtha means we start getting we become very determined to do this bhakti. And once nishtha is coming, what happens? Ruchi means we start getting a little taste. Once little taste is coming, we develop asakti. Asakti means great attachment to this bhakti. Once we have this attachment, what happens? The bhava. That means we start getting little love for Krishna. And when this bhava comes, then what happens? Tatha prema. Prema means we start this the final, we reach the prema, that is love of Godhead. So this detachment, we need not we need not practice separately. Automatically it will come to us if we follow the process of bhakti sincerely. We chant the holy names, we read Bhagavad Gita, we take proper association in not only in our not only physically, but I mean to say that even when we are not having physical association, like when we are in home. So when we are in home, we have our phone with us. We are taking association, how much we take association of our parents, friends, and etc. We are taking association of our phone. And how many of do you think that phone is the one of the distractions that we have? You can raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, we all think that we have a distraction. We open our phone to check WhatsApp, and then in WhatsApp, we check status. And once we check status, we will see something in the status, and that will lead us to do some further search. Or sometimes we open this Instagram reels, right? And it seems so interesting. And we start browsing. Arey, ये तो बहुत अच्छा information है. And then next we browse. And next we browse. Oh, okay. I have browsed for 15 minutes. Okay, I think I will stop after 2 minutes. The 2 minutes doesn't come. When the time goes up, we don't know. Correct, right? So it's a distraction. So we need to understand that even during our weekdays when we are in our home, whose association, how much association of our phone we are taking. We can use everything for Krishna's service, even our phone also. But when the same phone is used for our sense gratification, that leads to attachment. And then when the phone breaks or the phone goes away, we become bewildered. अरे गुम गया क्या है भाई phone में? I just have to make a call. But then I will be like, oh my God, no, 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 my stuff for sense gratification lies in a smartphone. Otherwise, a normal phone is enough for me. Correct, right? So we need to understand that where we are going wrong. Actually, we know that we are the reason for our not being Krishna conscious. And we also are our reason, and not we become the reason. The devotees become the reason for us to elevate, become advanced in Krishna consciousness. So always try to, at least the days in which you are not in physical association with the devotees, try to become as much Krishna conscious as possible by, by taking proper association of your phone. Now, we are having, now, whenever this attachment is attached, unfulfillment of our sense gratification leads to anger. Right? Many of the people, if you see in this world, they become so angry and uh, they do very abominable activities. Right? And Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that whenever is this, there are three gates to hell. What are those? Lust, greed, and anger. There are three. So one of the one of the reason why one becomes, one falls down from his spiritual position, or once one engages in a very um, um, I mean to say that in a very abominable thing, it is because of the anger. So there may be a very negative impacts of engaging in utilizing your anger in a very wrong way. Actually, devotees can even utilize anger in service of Krishna. That is when a devotee is being blasphemed, or somebody talks about our spiritual master in a very wrong way. So one thing is that we can try to become angry and try to give proper arguments to the person. Otherwise, if you're not able to properly correct, or we should not hear, if you're not in a position of defending the devotee who is being blasphemed, so better we leave that place and we come out. That is how the scripture tells. When somebody is being defamed, or somebody is um somebody is talking wrong about the devotees. Someone is blaspheming the devotees, or they're offending the devotees. So one should not hear anything negative about also the devotees. That is detrimental for our bhakti. Now the third is that being freed from fear. So how can we be free? How can we become fearless? Can anybody tell how can we become fearless?
We surrender to Krishna.
Surrender to
Yes.
Krishna, we become
Can you give an
fearless.
example?
He will take care of everything. We need not to think and about whatever making us to fear. So we should leave everything on him. Like
Very
how
nice.
Draupadi did
Ah,
that. When she was seeking help from others, no one tried to help her. But when she left everything on Krishna and raised both her hands by leaving her sari from her mouth and hand, then Krishna helped her like that. So
yes.
totally we have to do so.
Yeah, Shivaranjani is telling example of Prahlad Maharaj. Yes. Yes, correct. Exactly. All of you are correct. The surrender to Krishna. That Krishna is there with me. So whatever will happen, whatever is happening in my life is a perfect arrangement of Krishna. See, Krishna will protect me. Yes, that is one of the angas of the bhakti. That Krishna will definitely protect me. Whatever will happen in my life, if, for example, once Srila Prabhupada was asked by a reporter, what if the Prime Minister of Pakistan is throwing a bomb on you, what will you, how will you react? So Prabhupada very nicely he answered. He told that okay, if it happens to me, then I will understand, okay, this is Krishna's will that I'm going to die. through so and so person. So I am happy with it. I am accepting it and I don't have any regret that I'm going to die. So that is what a devotee's attitude and mentality is. This is how a devotee looks towards the problems in his life. Sometimes people, speak something wrong about you, or they talk very bad about you, or they may blaspheme you, they may insult you, or they may simply be dissatisfied with you, and they may tell you that, this person is acting this, you are acting in such a so and so way, which is not very nice. So it may hurt you because sometimes people just give comments in your name, um, which will make you feel only bad. They won't appreciate when you are doing anything good, but then when they will always look for some fault in you. So when people find fault in us, how do we react? So how, like, anybody would like to answer? When people find fault in you, how do you react? Honest answer
Uh,
you can give, not according to what is written in the Bhagavad Gita. That too we will anyways know, but we would better, let's discuss some honest answers. So that will help us
We
in our
feel
purification.
we
Yes,
feel
Harivad.
actually I feel bad, a little bit saddened that they found fault. And also I will also try to accept that maybe yeah, it's true that I have this fault. So I'll feel bad, but I'll
Yeah,
eventually with
maybe.
time I will come to a stage where I will accept that yeah, maybe they are right about me, so I should improve myself. Both I will feel actually.
There is a slight danger in that. I'll tell you later. Whatever you're telling is correct, but there is a slight danger in that. Yeah. Anybody else would like to answer? How do you feel? Nobody? That means all are very happy.
Can you repeat,
I'm asking that how do you feel when somebody finds fault in you?
sometimes it's okay and sometimes maybe it's not okay. It's depend upon the fault that what they have said. Like if sometimes it's like okay, I'm right in this, and but also if they are saying this, okay, I'm like now after like joining with ISKCON, I have changed.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes
I
it
have
is not
changed.
what fault they are telling, finding in a. Sometimes we have serious problem on the person who is doing finding fault in me.
Yeah, Mataji.
Correct, no?
Then now
How
it
can
was
this
like
person tell me this?
yeah, that was the
That
also
person
one
tell me.
reason. Yeah, but after joining ISKCON, like it was many changes have been come. If like someone is saying means okay, you keep on saying okay, let it be okay. It will be
Yeah,
like
in this also, yeah, in this
before it
also
was
there is
like
a
one
this
hour,
attitude
2 hour
also.
anger, but now it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes anger. Before it was like 2 hours, 3 hours, one day fully we thinking about that. But now it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes anger will be there, and then we will start our next work. So there is changes in this anger also now.
But Maya, there is a problem in this attitude also. When we think that, तो जो बोलना है बोलने दो, let them say whatever they want to do, it doesn't matter, right? And Haribala has told that, yeah, whatever they are telling, maybe it is correct. That's why they are telling. So even that attitude has a problem. So I'll tell you. What is the principle in bhakti? What is the most important principle in bhakti when we are practicing Krishna consciousness? The most important principle is that what is favorable for my Krishna consciousness, or what makes me able to remember Krishna, or what makes me closer to Krishna, right? And what is good for Krishna consciousness. So when people find fault in us, first of all, I have to see that who is finding fault in me. If they are my seniors in Krishna consciousness and they are finding fault in me, then I have to totally surrender to them. Good that they have found the fault in me. I myself, I don't see myself as any bad. No, but we have our, like, when we see mirror, very few people have this low esteem, but most of us, even if they see, they may feel that okay, maybe looks wise I'm not good, but everybody, all of us, we feel that yes, we are perfect. We are perfect and we don't have any issues in us. So if our seniors, especially our devotees who are seniors, they are finding fault in me, so I should humbly accept it and understand they have found something. So we have to inquire with them, Mataji, how do I change myself? Rather than, go telling that ये क्या माताजी है, माताजी को कुछ काम ही नहीं है, हमेशा मेरे अंदर गलती ही निकालती रहती है. The she will, maybe they may tell, what Mataji, I don't, you always find something in me. Maybe in front of that Mataji, we may not tell, or Prabhuji, but internally we'll be saying, she never finds any good in me. She thinks that I'm good for nothing. Always finds fault in me. Whatever I do, whatever service I do, she will bring one fault in me. So that attitude I have to change, because I have to understand that yes, she's my senior. She's a person who is very dedicated, very attached to Krishna consciousness, very attached to the service. And when she finds fault in me, it's for my good. That's how I learn. And if then I cannot learn and I cannot go forward. So this attitude that, whatever they're telling, let them tell, this will not work here. Right? Second thing is that what Haribala said is that what if they are telling whatever they're telling is correct? Sometimes some people, even if they are in Krishna consciousness, because of their beginning stage, they are in the neophyte stage, they are just starting the Krishna consciousness, sometimes they find fault in us. So when we hear that fault, so there are two ways of reacting. First thing is that I have to, if you are unable to decide, sometimes we may have that comprehension power that we can understand that what they are telling is correct. Yeah, maybe that suggestion I should take, or what they are telling is correct. Right? We should not have that head weight that whatever they are telling, I should completely ignore. If they're telling something, we start comprehending it is needed or not needed. And also we inquire with our senior that I have heard this comment regarding me. What do you think, Mataji? Is it valid, or do you think that I should bring some change in myself? We discuss with our mentor or our senior devotee. So what happens? We need not go down in our self-esteem. In the same time, we take good suggestions and we go forward. Right, so it is important. And sometimes our parents find fault in us. They find fault in us that we are practicing Krishna consciousness and we are not taking care of our material things. So what we have to do in that stage? How do we take that situation? How do we handle that situation? So we understand we do not respect our seniors, but in the same, like our parents, but in the same time, we understand that this Krishna consciousness is the most important thing in my life. And we can break lower principle to follow the higher principle. So when we are breaking this principle, like we're not listening to our parents, like we do not disrespect them, but in the same time we understand that following Krishna consciousness or practicing Krishna consciousness is the most important thing, but without hurting them. Like we hear them, we do not argue with them, but in the same time we do not stop our Krishna consciousness. Right? Yeah, so when we do this, when we practice bhakti, automatically the attachment, fear, and anger, all these three things will be gone. And slowly, what will happen by taking association of the devotees, by reading scriptures, we will get knowledge of Krishna. And by practicing, by getting knowledge and practicing Krishna consciousness, what will happen? We can one day become Krishna conscious and attain that love of Godhead. Okay. So thank you so much for hearing from me. So I will stop here. Anybody wants to add anything or want to ask any questions, we can go forward. Any comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
As like one of like a session which was taken from your side, in that like you informed us like the same thing, like parents will be like have little fear when we go Krishna consciousness. That was the same, like arguing like that if we go means that was wrong, as like informed by you. So that day, one point of time, I came like I understood that I was connected with this from almost like as we have said that bhakti have stages, like first we have little bhakti, then through like devotees, then santas, like that you all said. So like that we have all these things, but they have